There we go. Hello. Welcome, everybody, to this evening's ZDRB meeting, the regular meeting of Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. Would you like to take a attendance roll?
I'd be happy to. Board Member Cook?
Here.
Board Members Zagorczyk?
Here.
And Chair Miller?
Here.
And noting members Henthorn and Toposky are absent.
All right. Thank you. Would you all join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have an adoption of the agenda?
So moved.
All right.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of minutes from last month's meeting.
I looked through them and didn't see anything that needed changing, so I will make a motion to approve the minutes from the June 10th meeting.
I will second.
All right.
Ask for public comment.
Oh, public comment on the agenda.
On the meeting.
On the meeting.
minutes.
Sorry. Okay. Doesn't look like there is one. Thank you for keeping me on my toes. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Public comment on matters not listed on the agenda. I don't see anybody. All right. That moves us to item 7, presentations. No presentations. Public hearings, number 8A, consideration and adoption of resolution number 25-030, recommending approval of a design review application for modifications and addition to the spa building, including second floor addition for a fitness center for the Bardessono Hotel located at 6526 Yount Street, and finding the project exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act, the CEQA Act. All right.
Thank you, Chair Miller. We're going to be turning this over to Carrie Svanstrom, our contract planner, who will be presenting this item.
Great. Hi, Carrie.
Carrie, you're actually muted. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you. Sorry, I was saying thank you, Chair Miller, and the rest of the board. It's nice to see you again this evening. And yes, I will be presenting the item on the Bardessono Hotel. Let me just get the slideshow going. There we go. And can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. So the request for this project is to do an addition of about 588 square feet of a fitness center on the second floor of the spa building. They already have this in place, and I'll show you some pictures of the existing fitness center, which is already located in the same place, but is basically limited to pool deck equipment, same equipment that would be in the new permanent facility, but it has a temporary fabric tent over it. And they did also submit some information regarding modifications to some of the deck furniture, some of the cabanas. Those are considered fixtures or not fixture, there's furniture and not subject to design review. I do know the former planning director a few years ago was kind of tracking when they first moved up there what they were doing because of the relocation that they had done. As noted, the application, this is a major design review application because it is a commercial site, and so it will therefore require ZDRB recommendation and town council approval. And it qualifies for an exemption under sections 15301, which is minor alterations to existing structures, and the common sense exemption. The site and sort of what I have on the screen in the light blue is what was the original site before the hotel was developed. It was all one parcel that was went through the master development plan process. But as part of that process, they also modified the zoning to be a planned development zoning. And those are generally done with larger sites. I believe there's one other hotel site that has a couple other uses as part of it in a similar way that has PD zoning on the south side of town. But the underlying district or the prior district had been the residential scale commercial, which I know you're all familiar with from the Humboldt mixed use project. But in this case, they were looking at 2 or 3 different uses. It includes a park that is now at the front of the site on Yount Street, as well as the affordable housing that sort of wraps around on Faneuil Road. And there was at the time the smaller kind of inset parcel was going to be a single family home that was later changed to be a 3-bedroom suite or 3-room suite as part of a hotel that can be rented. As such, because it included housing, commercial, park, kind of open space, the PD zoning was applied to it. And that does allow for a mix of uses, but it also allows some flexibility in what the zoning standards are. And so they would be set at the time of the master development plan or any amendments to that. And the reason I'm talking about that is because in your staff report, we go over the standards. A lot of those are with the residential scale commercial or as approved by council. When it comes to the FAR, they did get an approval as described in the staff report to be more than the 0.25 FAR. The amount that is being added to the site, the 588 square feet, just given the size of the site, obviously it increases the FAR, but it's less than actually changing the number. And so that is hopefully helpful in understanding the FAR issue for that, but I'll be happy to answer questions later after the presentation. The site itself, so this is a little bit closer in. This is the hotel campus, or the hotel and multiple buildings, and the spa building is sort of in the red outline, with the fitness center actually in the red on the east side of the site. And it was, it's closed off to the public. It is available to guests of the hotel only. And I was able to get up there last time I was in town, or a couple times ago when I was in town. And so this is a picture of the existing fitness center you can kind of see it on the cabana. It has the sloped roof, and the kind of restroom and back of house facility is to the right of that, which is a permanent construction. That's the only other actual structure and square footage on the second floor. So the second floor area ratio is not a problem with this application with the addition of this. And then I have to apologize, I'm not a good photographer, but this is the equipment, which my understanding would be exactly the same, just within this footprint being a permanent enclosure. And this is just that site plan a little bit closer up. And you can kind of see where if you have been to the site, the entry is from the first floor, either via an elevator or the stairs, is on the west side of the site. In terms of the design review, I kind of wanted to just show some of the pictures of this is really hidden in the site. Sort of the hardest, how do I present this project? It's really hidden in the site. But from a design review perspective, I mean, this is where the second floor buildings are from both the street on Yount Street, and when you're in the vehicle entry court, and next to the lobby's right in front on this picture to the hotel. It is well screened by trees on the Yount Street side, and then this is the Canal Road side, you can actually see sorry, my arrow moved a little bit. You can kind of see the peaked roof right next to on the left side, right next to that solid toilet and other facility room that is existing. And then from the from the housing parking lot on the right, you can kind of see the dark Cortan wall, but the fitness center is actually pretty well screened by trees in that area. And this is actually from the fitness center looking north at those residences. So you can see there's some smaller views of the site from the housing in that area, but beyond that, this is really not visible from beyond. And the only place I could really get a good view of it was actually from the Bardisum driveway on the eastern side, where they have all their mechanical equipment, which is in the foreground. So the materials are actually proposed to match the existing. The majority of the structure would be stained cedar siding with the same painted metal band, and on the lower part, the Cortan panels that you see in the current structure on the second floor. I would say the biggest issue to highlight for this project is they have done some projects in the past within the last few months or so. The history of the project, as some of you may recall, is they came in a couple of years ago to take the fitness center out of the first floor on the south side because it was causing noise issues for the hotel guests that were adjacent, and modify that area to be a kind of a lounge area for the adjoining hotel suites. And then that's when they moved the fitness center use up to the pool deck. They recently had a building permit to do that work to make the lounge area on the south side. And there were some issues that Public Works had with parking within the community center parking lot, as well as some of the concerns about using the right-of-way especially for this project, given the narrowness of the driveway, for loading and unloading. And so we did request that they put together a construction plan to show, hey, if you're going to be parking on site with your construction vehicles, that's great, but then where are those staff or guests going to go? They have provided a parking management plan that includes arrangements for staff to park at the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Contractors would be allowed to park on the adjacent roadways in public parking, but not in the city parking lots for either town hall or the community center. And so that, they're using 7 spaces that would be taken up right now as proposed for staff that are currently staff parking. And then Public Works did want to emphasize that, and so this is included in the conditions of approval under item 1, that if they do need to use the street for loading or unloading, that it would require Public Works approval and an encroachment permit. So the applicant was very willing to work with us and put that together. That is in your packet. And so our recommendation is to hold a public hearing, adopt the resolution 2530, which would recommend the town council approve the project, the design review application, find the project exempt under CEQA sections 15301 and 1561B3, with the key conditions that the construction management plan be adhered to. Staff will work with them, obviously, if there need to be modifications to adjust anything prior to construction, and that there be no parking allowed at city sites. And that concludes my presentation. I'm happy to address any questions.
All right. Thank you, Carrie. Are you representing the project? Would you like to get up and announce yourself and
Questions from
Any
staff?
questions?
Oh, sorry, questions for Carrie. Do you have any questions for Carrie? Questions?
Just
Sorry, 1 second.
Looking back at 23, 24, when the project came in to eliminate the fitness center, it said in the report that it was being discontinued. So I'm assuming at some point they came in and did a use permit to move it up and make it temporary. Was that not necessary?
Well, if they had I'm not aware of any. If the use was approved, it would have been in preceding use permit. So that
Well, it was in a different location, the fitness center.
I believe they were approved for building permits to move it.
Okay.
That's how that was approved.
Okay, it wasn't part of what was shown to us. It just said it was discontinued. Okay, that's all. Thank you for making sure the parking was taken care of this time.
All right. You can come up and let us.
I'm Joyce Landwehr with Premier Architecture, the applicant for the design review application for this project. Carrie addressed everything, and yeah, we have acknowledged the concerns regarding the parking and all of that, and have made plans to not only the construction management plan, but also to give a report to the town if needed for the activities each month, and just keep them abreast of that. And if anything changes, I think just keep more communication with the town than maybe what happened with the previous project, just to make sure that there are no concerns, and that if there are, we're addressing them in a timely manner.
Great.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you have questions of the applicant?
I do not.
Okay.
No questions.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there public comments? No? All right. Staff, anything? Nope.
Staff has nothing to add at this time.
Okay. I guess we'll close the public hearing and discuss it amongst ourselves. Anything that we want to presence in this forum?
I can't think of anything.
I can't either. I think this is going to be an easy one. All right. Then is there anyone that would like to make a motion?
I will make a motion to adopt resolution number 25030, recommending approval of design review application for modifications and additions to the spa building, including the second floor fitness center at the Bardessono Hotel.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes unanimously. All right. Thank you. I see that we do not have any administrative items. Are there staff and board reports?
Yeah, I have a couple items. So the first one I wanted to talk about was, I think everybody's probably noticed by now, the new sidewalks and curbs in front of Chichio's and Ponch's. Wanted to let everyone know that we will be working with them and their representatives on a permanent programming for the space, and what that's going to look like is to be determined. Obviously, we're waiting for Ponchos to get a little bit farther along before we try and put that together. Obviously, Chichio's is up and running and a little bit more eager to be utilizing the space, so we are going to be finding a way to give them a temporary approval to utilize the space. But what's there now isn't the permanent programming, and that is something that we'll be working on going forward.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so I wanted to let you know that, and I would like to acknowledge that this is Board Member Cook's last meeting. And we'd like to thank her for her passion, dedication, and service for the last 12 years. And we wish you nothing but the best moving forward. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's all I have.
Thank you. I would like to just add to that and say that it has been a great pleasure to work with Member Cook, formerly Chair Cook, on this board, and we will miss her.
I second that emotion.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Would you like to say anything else? Okay.
I've had my say. I'll just get sad.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So with that, I will call for an adjournment, a motion for an adjournment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Wow, that might be our shortest meeting.